Greetings, tiny humans, normal-sized humans, large humans. My name is Andrew Travers, or Mr. Travers, or Mr. T. I teach orchestra at Hawthorne, Terry Redlin, and Cleveland elementary schools. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Coming to you here from my home studio where I obviously like instruments with strings on them. First, a little bit about myself. I'm married. My wife's name is Maria. She does yoga and ballet and dance. I have two boys. One's a 7th grader at Edison Middle School, and one's a 1st grader at Eugene Field Elementary. Both of them play cello. I don't know why. It happens to be my favorite instrument. Besides cello, I also like playing video games, hiking and nature and camping, and of course, making music. I like to play in symphonies. I play in the Sioux City Symphony Orchestra and the Northwest Iowa Symphony Orchestra. And I also like to play around town with people like the Sioux Falls Chamber Music Collective and all sorts of other performance opportunity. Let me play you a little something on my main instrument, the cello. Well, now let me tell you about the days that I'm going to be teaching orchestra at your school. First, we have, at Hawthorne, I am there Monday afternoons, Wednesday morning, and Friday morning, 3 times a week. At Terry Redlin, I am there Tuesday afternoon and Thursday morning, and I'll be sharing my time at Terry Redlin with a new teacher, Mrs. Bogart, who also teaches at Whittier Middle School. She'll be teaching 5th grade, and I'll be teaching 4th grade at Terry Redlin. At Cleveland, I'm going to be there every day, either in the morning or the afternoon. I'll be there on Monday and Tuesday mornings, or Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoons. You'll be seeing a lot of me there. In 4th grade orchestra, you have the choice to select an instrument and participate in a class that you can take all year round. In orchestra, we have 4 choices of instrument: the violin, the viola, the cello, and the bass. We have what we call fractional sizes. That means that there are smaller versions and larger versions of the instrument. So no matter if you're a tall 4th grader or a not so tall 4th grader, we'll find an instrument that fits you. Let me show you a little bit about those instruments. First, I'll start with the cello that I'm holding. Here's a close-up version of the instrument. When we play the instrument, we can pluck with our fingers. And we can also play with the bow. It's called playing arco. When you start off in 4th grade orchestra, the pieces are very easy. Rest, 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 rest. And they get a little more interesting and challenging with time. Here's probably one of the first pieces we'll play for a performance. By the end of the year, I hope to be playing this piece with you. And now, let's check out the violin. Violin, of course, is a bit smaller, easier to hold and play. It goes under your jaw like so. And can play all of the same pieces that a cello can play. The violin and the viola are very similar in size and shape. Violas can be larger than violins, and they have almost all the same strings. Every string instrument has 4. I'm sorry that I don't have a viola to show you today, or a bass. The bass is an instrument that you have to stand up to play. I have stools in my rooms too, for those that need a stool to sit on. It has 4 strings, but they tend to be a lot bigger and thicker. So those are the instruments we have in 4th grade orchestra. Now, let me show you some things that you're going to learn in fourth grade orchestra. You will learn to play your instrument by plucking the string or playing with the bow, like I just showed you. You'll gain the skills to read music, play with others, and even make or even write your own music. Orchestra begins in September of 2020 and lasts through the school year and ending in May 2021. We can provide instruments to students for the school year, or you can get your own. Some families will qualify for low-cost or no-cost participation. Be sure to fill out your free and reduced lunch application every year, even if you completed one last year. How do we sign up for orchestra? It's very easy. Step 1, watch this presentation. You're almost done. Step 2, talk with your family. This is very important. Since we commit to orchestra for the whole year, we want to know that we have our whole family behind us and supporting us. If we all agree to join orchestra, then turn in your enrollment form. We have a paper copy and an electronic version too. Talk to your orchestra teacher, me, or your classroom teacher if you need one. Once you turn in that form, you're enrolled in orchestra, and we'll get started at the very end of September, after we've measured you for the right size instrument and talked to you about everything you want to know about joining orchestra. Well, that's all I can tell you now about orchestra for fourth grade. It's a lot of fun, and you gain a skill of reading and playing music by the end. Here is how you get a hold of me if you have any more questions. Of course, always ask your classroom teacher, but you could email me at the following address. And Mr. Andrew Travers, teaching orchestra at Cleveland, Hawthorne, and Terry Redlin. That email address is andrew.travers@k12.sd.us. Thanks very much for your time. Now let's talk about fifth grade orchestra. If you were in orchestra in fourth grade, or even if you'd like to try it now in fifth grade, orchestra might be for you. Hi, I'm Andrew Travers, and I'm here to talk to you about fifth grade orchestra. Just like in fourth grade orchestra, we offer 4 instruments: the violin, the viola that's a little bit larger and lower sounding, the cello, and then the bass. We have all different sizes of instruments. If you played a smaller size instrument last year, there might be an upgrade for you in size. If the bass was a little too big for you last year, this year might be a good year to give it a try. You might even be ready for a full size as a fifth grader, and that's as big as it comes. In fifth grade orchestra, you're going to learn to play faster and more challenging music. We'll be playing more complicated music with our friends. You'll gain the skills of learning to play on the G string, playing eighth notes or faster, and even making your own music. Here's some examples of some of the pieces we might learn by the end of fifth grade. Of course, we'll also be playing all of these same pieces on the violin. The viola, too, will play all of those pieces, as will the bass. Just like fourth grade, fifth grade orchestra begins in late September and goes all the way to May 2021. If you're concerned about getting an instrument, the school district does provide instruments to students for the school year. Some families will qualify for low-cost or no-cost participation. Be sure to fill out your free reduced lunch application, even if you completed the form last year. And now, how do we sign up for 5th grade orchestra? Well, you've come to the end of step 1. You've watched this presentation. Tonight, or very soon, you should talk to your family for step 2 about joining orchestra again or joining orchestra for the first time. Third step is to turn in the orchestra enrollment form, either electronically or on paper. Once you do that, I'll sign you up for orchestra, and me and your classroom teacher will figure out what time and what day you're going to be coming to your orchestra lesson. If you need to contact me with any further questions, you can email me or talk to your teacher. Here's my email address: andrew.travers@k12.sd.us.